The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's version of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Caroso, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week, we're actually going to start with a reading because Mike Falk had a meeting, the supervisor of the town of Lima. He sent me the following to read to you. It is beginning. The town hall elevator project is done, and the town board will be closing out at the April 5th meeting. Why is the village election taking so long to settle? This is the Lima village election. New York state law passed recently saying that any election where the margin is less than 5% or 20 votes, whichever is greater, must have a manual recount. This can only be done after the time limit to receive absentee ballots has passed. They must have been postmarked, by the way, by election day. So we can add an extra 8 or 9 days to certify that village board election. The Livingston County Town Recognition Award winners were announced. They will be honored at Willow Creek venue on April 27th. These are teens from all 17 townships in Livingston County. Congratulations to the Lima winners: Olivia Blodgett, Brody Burke, Emma Hoffman, Blake Petraitis, Elizabeth Van Dyck, and Leah Waterstadt. We are down to 68 unpaid tax parcels left on the town and county tax list. You have until the 31st of March at 7 p.m. to pay in person here at the town hall, pay online with a 2.45% upcharge, or place your payment in the drop box located on the side of the town hall facing the courthouse. Unpaid bills will have to be settled at the Livingston County Treasurer's Office in Geneseo starting April 1st. That was from Mike Falk, the supervisor of the town of Lima. And with that, we'll move right over to Eileen. Eileen's going to talk to us a little bit about the village of Scottsville.
Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be here. The village of Scottsville is doing well. We enjoyed a beautiful sunny day yesterday, and I hope it'll be the same for Friday. And we'll hope things continue. The treasurer's meeting was held on Tuesday, March 15th, at which the board approved the payment of $8,062.08, a rebate payment to the town of Wheatland for the workers' comp rebate for our fire department in 2020.
Can we go over here for a minute with Grandpa?
Oh.
The village election was also held on March 15th. And as Mike Falk says, we're waiting for everything to be certified. We had a margin of less than 20 votes. So we're waiting on that. And there were write-in votes. So we're waiting to have everything certified. So everything is unofficial at this moment. The vote on cannabis sales in the village of Scottsville ended in a tie. And so we are checking into what that means for the village going forward. The planning and zoning boards will have their meeting 1 week earlier this April. The meeting will be held on Thursday, April 7th, 2022 at 7 p.m. There is a change in location for this meeting, as the meeting rooms in the municipal building are busy that day. The meeting will be held at the Johnson Park Pavilion at 3 Browns Avenue. And we have an update from the DPW on spring and summer and all the projects that will be going on in the village. First of all, using an engineering grant that we received, the DPW will be cleaning and doing a video inspection of approximately 5,800 feet of sewer lines to prepare for future rehabilitation needs. They will be repairing storm sewer basins as needed throughout the village storm sewer collection system. Of course, they'll be maintaining and repairing sections of the sidewalks throughout the village, repairing and surface treating a number of roads throughout the village. Tree removals and trimming in the village right of way is already underway, and tree plantings will follow in the next couple of months. Along with all those projects, the ongoing maintenance of parks and recreation areas will continue, including mowing, trimming, mulching, and other needed work. And finally, brush pickup is set to resume on April 1st, 2022. Brush needs to be tied and bundled in 4-foot lengths in order to be manageable for one crew member. And that's it. It looks like there's a busy spring and summer ahead for the DPW. And we wish everybody a good week, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, Eileen. Jerry, what's happening in that wonderful town of Rush?
Well, the sun is shining today through a little bit of a haze, but it's better than what we have had to put up with for the past month or so. So things are looking up in the town of Rush. I have a list today that I will try very hard to make short so that we can hear from the other mayors, supervisors, and legislators. And I will start off with a sign mysteriously appeared on the former Foster Brooks property overnight. And it has my name on the sign. People who want sewers or don't want sewers, call me and tell me. That's okay in itself, but I want everyone to know that I have no affiliation whatsoever with the developer or the supposed developer of that project site. And I will stand with the people who are in the majority for what wants to be done at that site. And I will stop there. We did have a meeting earlier this week about the upcoming development or design of water districts in town. And one of the first things that residents will see regarding that will be letters identifying where we are in the process and giving residents a chance to respond with, do they want water? Do they not want water? And whatever else they might have on their mind as far as that goes. I also want to make sure that everyone knows that the Monroe County Fair is planning on having their first event in 2 years in Rush this year. And we've got quite a bit of work to do on a couple of barns. And we'll probably have to once again lay a temporary water line over the turf to get water for the animals that will be visiting the fair. Our plan is to eventually have permanent potable or treated water installed at that site, but that probably won't happen this year. I wanted to make people aware that we are entertaining a guest at our next town board meeting, which is the 23rd of March. This person will represent the Community Campaign for Energy Efficiency. And you can either come in person or log on to Zoom to hear that presentation. I got a little out of sequence here because I'm going to now go back to the Rush Riverside Refuge. We're going to have to do some barn repairs over there before the Monroe County Fair uses that in August. But hopefully we'll be able to get them done. We'll be able to get them done at a fair price. and go on from there. I'm pleased to announce that our Rush Park Association has started to collect names of people who once again want to volunteer taking care of our gardens on the town hall campus and also at a couple of other access points to the hamlet of Rush at different intersections. If anyone is interested in volunteering for that, they can contact Catherine Hankins, the supervisor secretary, and she will make sure their name gets to the right people. I have previously announced that our finance director returned to New York City and that we have a vendor now closing our books and adding some changes that I've wanted for a long time. And that is a good thing because things are going very well. I will last mention the brush pickup, which is going to take place in April by the Town Highway Department. And they've got some road projects that they want to take care of this year also. So hopefully they will be able to get the brush off the sides of the roads and then have at it for surface treatment of the roads. I'll stop there.
Thanks, Jerry, with that get the brush out of rush ending.
I like that.
All right, Rick, what's going on in the village of Honeoye Falls, as well as perhaps maybe Monroe County?
It's nice to see everyone today. Thank you. Village Board of Trustees meeting is Monday evening, the 21st of March. Excuse me, beginning at 7 p.m. We'll be reviewing our final budget plan in preparation for our April 4th budget approval and public hearing process. And that evening, April 4th, we also have our annual meeting that evening as well. So a lot going on there. We still are in a very good position with our budget. We feel very confident that as we review this budget one more time at our open meeting on Monday, we will expect to move that final budget forward, and it will be available for anyone to review, et cetera, and then come to the public hearing in early April for that review. Our main village efforts right now are surrounding, as both Jerry and Eileen have talked about, are really surrounding our spring and summer project planning and cleanup from the winter. We're not quite out of it yet. We know that the rest of March and early April can always be a little bit difficult in this area, but we are planning for the spring and summer projects as well. A lot of sidewalk projects, a lot of paving, and some tree removal and tree plantings. So, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, as they say. We are also still continuing to collect some items for the Ukrainian people, probably be doing that for another week or so. We've had some people really helping out and delivering some items. We definitely can use some new sleeping bags if people are able to provide any of those. We do need baby diapers, all sizes, all aged babies, from newborns up to, the larger sizes. We also need adult and children's underwear and socks. So if anyone wants to drop any of those off to the village hall, we would appreciate that. We'll get them to the county. The other thing that we've been working on still revolves around the state budgets. The local mayors and supervisors, I know through the Association of Towns, we're all trying to work hard on asking Governor Hochul and our elected officials in the Senate and Assembly to approve increases to some of the statewide funding that really has been stagnant for over 13 years. The AIM funding, which is aid and incentives for municipalities, has not gone up for our villages and towns for over 13 years. And then when you look at the cost increases, that number's really gone down. I've always said that, unfortunately, some of these budgets tend to pit us against our partners in the school districts. But, I do have to say that the school financial support to our schools continues to go up each and every year. And the support for our towns and villages do not. And we really need increases to our AIM funding. It's looking much better this year. We do now have the one house budgets from the senators and the assembly people who are both supporting increases to AIM funding this year, as well as increased funding for some of the water systems, et cetera. So I will say that this executive budget that was put forward is probably financially one of the better budgets that we've seen from the governor's office in a number of years. And we appreciate that, but we do need increases in the AIM funding. So we're hoping that our elected officials in Albany will support us with that. So those are the main things we're working on right now. A lot of the things from the county, the county is going through some of the same things that we're all going through. The county, the meetings that I'm attending, we're really planning on a lot of support for our towns and municipalities where the road projects are coming in. And they're gearing up for all that. So a lot of it is all budget related. One of the things I'm learning is really how much money the county does get in from grants for our public services groups, our public safety entities, et cetera. Monroe Community Hospital. It's really a great thing. It's an interesting process for me to still continue to learn. I'm only 3 months into this. So just to see how different the process is at the county level to our municipal level. But again, we're all doing a lot of the same things as well. So I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the opportunities. It's always a challenge to put all the schedules together. I know Supervisor Jerry and I have been talking about getting together for a couple of weeks now. I think we have a date on the schedule now, but it's tough to tie it all together, but we're getting there. So Jerry, I appreciate your patience, and we'll get that meeting underway. So I appreciate this opportunity, Chris. It's always great to see everyone. Have a great week coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Rick. John, do you want to make sure your phone is unmuted? Because you're up next to tell us what's going on in the town of Mendon.
Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted.
Oh, good, because I'm mobile today. I've got a helper here who's going to help me through the process today. My grandson just turned 3. I've got a little babysitting duties this afternoon. We're at a park in the town of Perrington that is very nice. So anyway, I wanted to talk today a little bit about our representation, because our representation is changing due to the census, recent census, and then a lot of the lines have been redrawn in various districts. So currently we will be moving to the 25th district, which is currently represented by Joe Morelli. This is the town of Mendon. That's a lot of these lines have moved. And in the New York State Senate, will be in the 56th, which is currently represented by Samara Brook. And for the Assembly, we are, got to keep my eye on him. Never know where he's going to go. There he is. In the Assembly, that's Jen Lunsford, who is the current representative there. Marjorie Burns, who represented us from the Assembly. We've been basically mapped out of the town of Mendon, out of her district. So she'll continue to represent several of the people who are south of us. I also wanted to mention that we're in the process of taking down snow fence, and is what the highway calls lawn digs. That's where the snowplow maybe took up a piece of lawn due to the, plowing the roads, sidewalks, and the hamlet, that type of thing. So they've been busy. Also, we have a flag retirement at the community center / Legion Post 664 on Main Street in Honeoye Falls, and you can take your retired American flags to there. It resembles a post office box, but it's painted very patriotically and has a roof over it, and you can access that from the rear parking lot. Eagle Scout Ben Hewell, that was his Eagle Scout project. We appreciate all his hard work on that. The Military Memorial and Spray Park, the bids are in. The town engineer is reviewing those bids, and we will have a meeting shortly to accept bids to go forward. Also, I just wanted to remind everyone that with zoning, we cannot zone content of various political signs or personal signs. We ask that everyone please respect everyone else's beliefs. Reminder that all of our zoning, of course, must follow the First Amendment, allow for free speech. But I also would ask all of our residents to remember that appropriateness and the fact that a lot of people have different opinions. We have a lot of children in our community. So please keep any forms of freedom of speech as far as signage appropriate. And I think that just makes for a overall better situation in our community. As everyone knows now that hopefully the snow's done, and we're starting to see the result of the winter's actions as we've got some potholes. So we'll be out fixing those. But once again, the state on the major state roads that we have, like 65, 64, 251, they hopefully will be filling those. So we're looking forward to having some nice smooth roads for the summer. So thanks for having me. I'm a little bit on the remote side today, but still enjoying the great weather and hopefully more good of this good weather to come. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, John. And we should remind everyone that last week, John did say we were going to have 72 degrees, and we reached that on Thursday. So he is our local weatherman as well as mayor. Anybody else have anything else to say or add that they may have forgotten or thought of? Seeing none, I want to thank you for being part of today's show. Thank you all for listening. Remember, we're here every Sunday at 1 o'clock on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. And everyone, have a pleasant week. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.